Let's start our countdown at number 5, limb proportions. If you could stand an ancient human like a Neanderthal next to a modern human, you might notice something odd about their arms and legs. Many of our ancestors, particularly those living in colder climates, had shorter lower arm and leg segments relative to their upper segments. Think shorter forearms and shins. Why? This body plan is fantastic for conserving heat, like a compact radiator. In contrast, our longer limbs, especially our legs, are optimized for efficient, long-distance running and walking, perfect for endurance hunting and traveling across vast open landscapes. It's a classic case of form following function, shaped by the climate and the need to move. Coming in at number 4 is a feature you can really sink your teeth into: dentition. Take a look in the mirror at your own teeth. Now, imagine them being much, much larger and more robust. That's what our ancestors were working with. Their teeth weren't just for chewing. They were an all-purpose toolkit. We find fossil teeth with heavy wear and tear, even patterns suggesting they were used to grip hides, strip plant fibers, or prepare materials for tools. Their powerful jaws and massive molars were built to handle a tough, abrasive diet of uncooked plants, roots, and tough meat. Our modern teeth are smaller and more delicate, a direct reflection of our diet of softer, cooked, and processed foods. We swapped our built-in toolkit for forks and knives. Next up, at number 3, we have facial features. The face of an ancient human would be immediately striking and very different from the faces we see today. Many, like the Neanderthals, had what's called a projecting midface. Imagine the whole area around the nose and mouth being pulled forward, creating a profile without a prominent chin. Their nasal passages were also incredibly wide. One theory suggests this helped to warm and humidify the cold, dry air they breathed in icy environments. In contrast, modern human faces are much flatter, more delicate, and tucked in beneath our large brain case. Our chins are a uniquely modern human feature, and the reason for this change is still a hot topic of debate among scientists. At number 2, we're looking at sheer power, robustness, and muscle attachments. If you were to arm wrestle a Neanderthal, you would lose badly. The bones of our ancient relatives were significantly thicker and denser than ours. But the real giveaway to their immense strength is the size of their muscle attachment sites. These are the roughened patches on bones where muscles anchor. On ancient human fossils, these areas are huge and deeply scarred, indicating they supported massive, powerful muscles. This wasn't for show. It was a necessity for a physically demanding lifestyle that involved close-quarters hunting of large animals and surviving in harsh terrains without modern technology. We've become much more gracile or slender-boned as our reliance shifted from brute strength to brain power and complex tools. And now, for the number 1 weird anatomical difference between ancient and modern humans: skull shape and brain size. When you picture a caveman, you probably imagine a sloping forehead and a big, bony brow ridge, and you're not wrong. Early humans like Homo erectus and Neanderthals had long, low skulls. If you looked at one from above, it might appear more like a football, whereas a modern human skull is more like a soccer ball, short, round, and tall. This globular shape is due to the expansion of specific brain regions, like the parietal and cerebellar areas, which are linked to things like tool use, language, and memory. And that famous brow ridge? It was a prominent feature above the eyes of many of our ancestors. Its exact purpose is debated. Maybe it was for structural support for heavy chewing, or even for social signaling, like ancient eyebrows. Our foreheads, on the other hand, are high and vertical, sitting above much smaller brow ridges, making space for our reorganized brains. So, from their heat-saving limbs and tool-like teeth to their powerful builds and distinct faces, our ancestors were perfectly sculpted for their world. These anatomical quirks aren't just evolutionary curiosities. They are markers of different environments, different diets, and different survival strategies. They show us that there isn't one correct way to be human. Our journey has been one of constant change and adaptation, a truly epic story written in our very bones. It really makes you wonder what future humans might look like, doesn't it? Thanks for joining us on this journey back in time with Chronicles of the Lost World. If you found these facts as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the past. See you next time.